Ladies and gentlemen, today we are making the traditional bread. So follow me as we are making up this. So you see me here, I love mixing flour and a little bit of cornmeal. So flour and cornmeal, then I'll put on some sugar and some salt. So here's me putting some salt and some sugar, then I'll mix thoroughly. So I love my Roadrunner eggs. So when I'm making the traditional bread, I love mixing it with my eggs. So here's me moving around my foreruns, and this is some of my nests where my heads lay their eggs. So this is me just looking for some few eggs to mix with the traditional bread. So it brings a different flavor, and also the color changes, and it softens the traditional bread. So I love it like that. So here's me trying to mix the eggs and flour and cornmeal. So you'll see how it goes. So this is just how a typical chicken farmer does. You know, when you are in the village, when you're at the farm, you enjoy the fruits of uh, whatever that you keep. So I keep chickens, so I eat a lot of eggs and a lot of chicken meat. So here's me mixing the two, the mixture of flour and cornmeal together with the eggs. You see the color changes to a yellowish color, and you will love the taste because it will be soft and it will be having the egg flavor. Um, that's it. Let's go. So now it's time to heat up some oil in the pan so that the bread won't stick on the pan. So the process begins now. Let's go. So now is the time to put the mixture into the pan. Oh, that's my dog behind me there. Her name is Rocky. Might bite you if you come this side. So it's now time. We give it some time before we put charcoal on the top. So this part is always the longest time, waiting for the bread and, just chilling by the side there and you're feeling hungry. So this is like my most boring part because I'll just be seated there and waiting. And I'll be just watching my chickens moving around whilst I'm waiting for the bread, and just coming back and doing some constant checks to see what's happening. And you see it's slowly changing the color, and that's just the process. It's not too long, but you just have to be patient a bit. Now you have to put some charcoal on the top, because it's almost ripened on the lower part of the pan. So you need to put charcoal on top, but just after a few minutes. So now I put charcoal on top, and I'll just be waiting for it to change the color on top. So now it's time to check the progress. Wow, you can see the yellowish part is coming out nice. We need now to put down the pan to avoid burning the bottom part of the pan. So we put it down because we're now focusing on the top part of the bread. So the bread is almost done and ready. Here we go. As you can see, we now have the full yellow part of the bread. So we are now ready for it. We are now ready to crush it. So personally, I love my eggs. So I have to go with the eggs and the traditional bread. So here is me just preparing my eggs so that I can mix them up with the bread and some hot tea. For me, fried eggs are always the best. So I love frying eggs. So I'm just here frying my 4 eggs just to eat with the traditional bread. So let's go. I'm a farmer, so I love eating. So here's me just preparing some tea. That small teapot is like for one person. Yeah, for one person. I'm a farmer, so I'm always eating a lot of food. So that small teapot is for mine alone. Just wait for me until you see me finishing that small pan alone. Um, so now you see both sides yellow, both sides yellow. So now it's time. I split it into two. I will deal with the other half now. Then, after a few hours, I'll come back and crush the other half. So, I'll cut it into small pieces. Then, the meal starts. This is a typical traditional breakfast. So now I take my hot tea, then I'll start the job. Um, this is not too much for one person. It's now time, ladies and gentlemen, to start the business. As you can see, you start with the eggs, right? And some tea. The job is done now. So this is a typical traditional breakfast. In the village, deep down in village 6,